Even a court has confirmed that he's a liar. How else do we prove that? Because we must say it here.
I will have to ask you, Honorable Shibambu, to also leave the chamber.
That is not going to happen.
Honorable Shibambu.
No, I'm not going anywhere.
Speaker, you called the sergeant of arms, not deputy.
I will now, in fact, switch off.
No, it's not going
I
to
will now switch off your mics. Honorable Shibambu.
Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, don't worry, they are leaving.
Honorable Shibambu.
He is leaving, wait.
Honorable Shibambu, please leave the chamber.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's sitting.
Honorable Speaker, may I address you?
No. I want Honorable Shibambu to leave the chamber.
But the sergeant in arms didn't come here.
Can I ask the sergeant at arms to accompany Honorable Shibambu? I want to proceed
on a point of
with
order,
the
Speaker.
question session.
On a point of order, Speaker. On a point of order, Speaker, why do you forever want to address EFF on a collective? You have said Dr. Ndlozi must leave, not Honorable Shibambu. There's a certain procedure that you need to follow, and you haven't followed that procedure. Please, can you start doing your job properly?
Shibambu.
You haven't called the sergeant at arms
Honorable
yet.
Shibambu. There comes the sergeant at arms to assist Honorable Shibambu in order that we can proceed with our question time.
Speaker, you didn't even ask him to withdraw. You can't take a third step before taking the first one. You must ask him to withdraw first, find out if he's going to withdraw or not. You didn't ask him to withdraw, you just sent the sergeant at arms. What have we done to you? What have we done to you? We just said bring Malusi here. That's all we asked you to do.
Speaker.
You know, Speaker, if you continue to protect liars like that, you're going to be in trouble. In serious trouble.
Honorable
Malusi
Shibambu.
Gigaba is a liar.
Thank you, Honorable Shibambu. Please leave the room, leave the chamber, and I recognize Honorable Singh.
You to protect liars. You operate under a different arrangement now,
Honorable
but you continue the same
Shibambu,
conduct as was
please
happening in the
leave.
past. It's unacceptable. That is why we find it difficult to respect you, Bale.
Please leave the room, leave the chamber.
But
I want to recognize Honorable Singh.
Speaker, I have raised my hand.
No, I'm recognizing Honorable Singh. I can't recognize you at the same time.
So are you going to recognize me?
Take your seat and wait.
Yeah, please recognize me, Speaker. I'm also a member like Honorable Singh in this house, Madam Speaker.
Please take a seat. Yeah, Honorable Singh.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I've had my hand up for quite some time. Thank you for recognizing me. Thank you. Honorable Speaker, whilst the rules provide for other ministers to answer on behalf of a minister who is absent, the Chief Whip's Forum serves as a clearinghouse for the business of the day. And my information is, when my whip attended that meeting, she sent me a message at 10:43 to say all ministers will be present today. Now, Madam Speaker, how is it that between 10:43 and now, Minister of Home Affairs is not here, Minister of International Relations is not here? Is the executive taking us for a ride? Is the executive taking Parliament for a ride? If they give us information that everybody will be present. I want somebody to answer that question. Thank you.
Madam Speaker.
I'd like to read a letter here that I've just, my attention has just been drawn to. It's signed by the Chief of Staff of the Ministry of Home Affairs. And it goes, I hereby tender an apology on behalf of Minister of Home Affairs, Malusi Gigaba, Minister of Home Affairs, who will be unable to attend plenary today, 7th March 2018. He is not feeling well. Minister couldn't sign the letter because he had to rush to the doctor.
Speaker.
Madam Speaker,
So, yes, Honorable Steenhuisen.
Madam Speaker, I would really ask that you investigate the veracity of that letter. And we're going to be monitoring Instagram and Twitter this afternoon because I believe that that letter has been written because the minister's got himself into a dreadful mess over deliberate misleading statements he's made relating to the Guptas. But Madam Speaker, you can't punish members of this House for wanting to do their job. You should be punishing the ministers who are not doing theirs.
I've read a letter to you. I have no power over the veracity or either no veracity of the letter, but this is the situation as we have it right now. And therefore, I suggest that we waste no further time on this matter. I take the point, Honorable Singh, as to the information you got as the whips forum. And indeed, we can only deal with this based on this information we have.
Madam Speaker.
We will pursue any other matter or angle of it later, because there's nothing else we have.
Madam Speaker, you promised to come back to me.
Honorable Mkhalipi.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I rise in terms of Rule 78, I mean to say. Madam Speaker, may I suggest that we must not continue with this question to Malusi Gigaba since he's not here? And we don't want the Deputy Minister to answer because she has got nothing to do about the question that we want to raise with the Minister. Can we propose that let us postpone the questions until this Minister comes back to the House?
Actually, it's not the EFF, it's not an EFF member that submitted the question. If we have a proposal for withdrawal from the original person who submitted the question, it's something we can consider. I see Honorable Steenhuisen.
Madam Speaker, as the Chief Whip of Honorable Hoosen, we would like to request that this question stands over, because with respect, the Honorable Deputy Minister, who's not a member of Cabinet, is not going to be able to answer the follow-up which has been prepared, which relates to the Minister's granting of ministerial discretion. And she can't be like, just like Mr. Apleni wasn't able to answer in committee, the Honourable Deputy Minister will not be able to answer that supplementary follow-up. And I would ask that you, given the circumstances and given the unique fact that it wasn't shared with Chief Whips this morning and we prepared on that basis, that in fact this question does stand over until the next question day where the Minister can be held accountable.
I will allow the question to stand over. We now come to question number 41 from the Honourable Mkhalipi of the EFF.
Speaker.
Who's also asking the Minister of Home Affairs a question. Yes,
Speaker.
Honourable Mente, are you
Earlier on, DSG indicated that we would like to withdraw our question until Malusi is here. So take our question over until he's here to answer for himself.
Honourable Mente, can you please call the Minister correctly, as you know, according to...
Mr. Gigaba.
Thank you. So question number 41, asked by Honourable Mkhalipi, will stand over. We are now at question number 8 from the Honourable Mpumlwana to the Minister of the International Relations and Cooperation. And
Speaker, I rise on a point of order.
what's the point of order, Honourable Waters?
Speaker, we were told in Chief Whip's forum this morning that the Minister of International Relations would also be here to answer questions. Now this, just to give you some background, Speaker, this particular cluster of ministers last answered questions on the 7th of September 2017. And that was the only time they answered questions for the entire year last year in Parliament. So the Minister is not here again. The Minister wasn't here last time, the previous Minister. We are not holding the Executive to account. And I would also like to suggest that we delay the answering of this question and refer to the next sitting of questions, please. Thank you.
This question was submitted by the Honourable Mpumlwana of the ANC. I haven't had a request from Honourable Mpumlwana. I see the Honourable Deputy Chief Whip.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. With due respect to this House, we would like to withdraw the question,
but also to say to the House that we will follow up, because the report that we got was that the ministers will be here. We'll make follow up also with the leader of government business. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Chief Whip.
Madam Speaker, may I just seek clarity in terms of Rule 138? Did you receive a request for absence from this minister in this case?
I have not received any such request. Honorable members, we proceed to question 2, asked by Inkosi Cebekulu to the Minister of State Security. Honorable Minister. I see the hand of the Minister of Defense. Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Honorable members, my understanding has always been that when questions are raised, which are supposed to be responded to by members of the executive, whether the minister or the deputy minister is here, but somebody does respond to the... No, wait a minute. Just a minute.
Order,
Chairperson,
order.
will you protect me?
Order, honorable members. Let her finish her point.
Chair, will you protect me?
You are protected, honorable
Thank you
minister.
very much, Chair. Chairperson, it is not the first time that a minister is not in the House. The 2 ministers are not in the House. And in the past, the deputies have been allowed to answer questions. The issue which should be raised is, why is it that the whips did not report at the meeting of the chief whips that the ministers will not be there? I believe, Chair, that the fact that Minister Honorable Malusi was going to respond to an issue relating to the citizenship or non-citizenship of the Guptas is not a Malusi issue, but rather a departmental matter. And therefore, if the deputy minister is here, the deputy minister should have been given an opportunity to respond to this question. I honestly think that, no, Chair.
Honorable Minister, thank you very much for the point you are raising.
I think you are wrong.
But I wish honorable members to allow me to proceed with this question and answer session without now going back to that matter. Because I ruled, I accepted.
I've got Valium if you need it here. Valium.
No, honorable minister, thank you very much. Please allow us to proceed to the question to the Minister of State Security. Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, sorry, I have the Honorable Deputy Chief Whip here.
Honorable Speaker, the information that was presented to us in the Chief Whip's forum was that the police minister will be available to respond to questions. The Deputy Minister of Home Affairs will be available to respond to questions. The International Relations and Cooperation Minister will be available. The State Security Minister will be available. The Defense and Military Veterans Minister will be available. And the Justice and Correctional Services Minister will be available. This is the list that we have.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Chief Whip.
Order, Chair.
Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, order.
No, Honorable Kalipi, I can't have 2.
But why are you saying, why are you not telling him?
Honorable Stian Eisen was actually the first person to draw my attention to him.
You always treat us as bad as it is. No, Madam Speaker.
Don't try to be a baby. Just take a seat. Honorable Stian Eisen.
Madam Speaker, I think it's wrong to blame the Deputy Chief Whip and certainly the whips. In fact, the list that we got, the most recent list, which was as at 7th of March 2018, 1,500 hours, had 1 police, and this is from your leaders of government business, 1 police, Minister available. 2, Home Affairs, Minister available. 3, International Relations Corporation, Minister available. 4, State Security, Minister available. The fact that they're not here shows that this isn't a new dawn, it's a sunset.
Honorable Minister of State Security.
Oh, but you see, Speaker, what you're doing to me. You see. The next thing you'll call me a crybaby.
Honorable
While I'm an
Mkhalipi.
honorable member like you.
Honorable Mkhalipi, my profuse apologies.
Thank you. Now we are a crybaby.
I now recognize you, Honorable Mkhalipi.
No, Speaker, I just want to say that the Deputy Chief Whip must be fair. We never discuss anything about ministers today. The agenda was not about ministers in the Chief Whips Forum.
Okay.
So she must always speak
You convey
truth.
that message through the chair. Thank you very much. I now want to proceed to the Minister of State Security.
Honorable Speaker, the list was on the program. When Comrade Bengu was presenting the program, this is what he said.
Honorable Deputy Chief Whip, I appeal to you to let me proceed with the question session. Honorable Minister.
Honorable Speaker,
Jackson
thank you very
Mthemba
much.
kabuye manje. Deputy Chief Whip is failing us as the Chief Whips.
Mkhalipi.